Good evening, Rancho Verde High School Algebra 1 class. This is Mr. Langston, and it is Monday, September 25th, and our lesson is graphing using slope-intercept form. So the first thing we have for you is a warm-up. I've got 3 problems. First problem, actually the first 2 problems. You need to find the slope of the line containing the points, in this case, for the first one, 2, 5, and negative 6, 3. So what I'm going to do is, first thing, label my points. So I've got x1, y1. I've got x2, y2. I know my equation for my slope. That's m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now what I'm going to do is take my points and just plug them straight in. So I've got, in this case, y2 is 3, y1 is 5. I'm going to subtract them. And that's over x2 minus x1. So x2 is negative 6, x1 is 2. And again, I'm subtracting them. It's a minus right here. So that's equal to m. And now 3 minus 5, that's going to give me negative 2. And negative 6 minus 2, negative 8. The negatives cancel out, becomes a plus. 2 over 8, the greatest common factor is 2, and what I can do is cancel it out and divide top and bottom by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 8 divided by 2 is 4. So in this case, my answer for my slope becomes 1 over 4. For this one here, same concept. So I'm going to label my points, x1, y1, x2, y2. And I have the equation for my slope, or the formula for my slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I'm going to plug in. So I have 8 and negative 13. And remember, I'm subtracting them. And that's all over 17, 17. And I'm subtracting. So minus a minus becomes a big giant plus. So 8 plus 13. That'll become 21. 17 minus 17, 0. Whenever I have division by 0, it is not allowed. I break a rule. I'm not allowed to divide by 0 in math. This is where a rule's broken. Okay, this is a sign of the apocalypse. This is a sign that all physics is destroyed. The universe is imploding on itself. Cats are sleeping with dogs. It is total anarchy. You can't divide by 0. As a result, whenever you have a division by 0 and you're talking about slope, you say that there is no slope. You can also say undefined slope. Okay? There is no slope. It's undefined. You can't do it. It's totally vertical. So if I was to draw it, let's say it would look like that. It'd be a completely vertical line. So that's it. You need to find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. 4x plus 5y equals 15. So let me rewrite it. (4x plus 5y equals 15). What I need to do is make it look like y equals mx plus b. So to do that, I need to get y by itself. Right here, it needs to be all by itself on the left side. So that means I need to get rid of this 5, and I need to get rid of the 4x. And I start with the stuff that's farthest away from the y. So in this case, the 4x. The way I get rid of that is by subtracting 4x on both sides, but I'm not going to stack it under the 15 because this 15 doesn't have an x here. It's just the number 15. So I can't combine these. They're not like terms. So 4x minus 4x, that cancels out. I'm left with 5y, and that's equal to 15 minus 4x. I cannot combine these. These are not like terms. The slope-intercept form has the x component first after the equal sign, then the number. So what I'm going to do is take this and switch the minus 4x and the positive 15. So I got the minus 4x here plus 15. Now I need to still get y by itself. I got to get rid of this 5. It's multiplication by 5, and the inverse operation of multiplying is dividing everything by 5. So that cancels out. This also cancels. They're both divisible by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So that's 3 over 1, or just 3. So my answer, I have my y by itself, negative 4 over 5x plus 3. When I write it in the computer, y equals negative 4 slash 5x plus 3. So what I've got today, we are graphing equations in slope-intercept form. Our content standard is finding the slope-intercept form of a graph and using slope-intercept form to draw the graph of a function. Focus standard, we're graphing. Power standard, we are attending to precision because you's got to be careful here. And our language objective is that you're going to be able to articulate your reasoning for graphing functions the way that you do it, as is evidenced by your student-to-student communication during the course of the lesson. So you have a worksheet, or you should have a worksheet that I gave you. It's a purple worksheet. We're going to be working from the purple worksheet. First thing you need to understand is how to write the line given a slope and y-intercept, and you're going to put it in slope-intercept form. So what we're talking about is you're going to write it as y equals mx plus b. M, this is your slope, and the b is your y-intercept. So for a problem like this, all it is a plug-in problem. You right here have your slope, and you have your y-intercept. So it becomes y equals, the slope is 5, y equals 5x plus your y-intercept, which is negative 3, negative 3. This right here just becomes minus 3. So you have y equals 5x minus 3. And yes, it is that easy. It's all you got to do. For this one, my slope is negative 2. My y-intercept is 7. So I have y equals negative 2x plus 7. And that's it. It's magic. It's beautiful. For this, you need to write the equation of the line shown on the graph. Now, I'm sorry, I actually had to copy this to a PDF file, so it kind of didn't come out all that clear, and that became an awful line after a while. So what I have for you is a coordinate plane right here. And we also have our line. And that's our line. Yeah, I kind of did that in black. Let's undo that. Let's put it in blue. So I got our line right here. Now, what I recommend you do It kind of got off, didn't it? What I recommend you do on these types of a problem, you need to find 2 points. I'm going to put the points in green. I'm going to pick this point here. All the points that you pick, I want you to pick them on an intersection of the graph. Now, I don't care how close they are, but it's usually just easier if you pick close ones. So for instance, the graph here, the blue line, intersects right here. Now, what I want you to do, all you are going to do is you're going to start at the left. So start at the point on the left. So this point's on the left, this point's on the right. And you are going to count how many moves you go up or down and how many moves you go to the right when you start at the left to get to the right point. So for instance, right here, I'm going to put it in yellow. To get from this point to this point, I'm going to have to go up 1, 2. So I'm going to go up 2. Well, up 2 means I'm going in the positive y direction. I'm going up in the positive y direction. So that means plus 2. And now I'm going to count how many moves to the right. 1. So I went right 1. Well, that's in the positive x direction. So I'm going plus 1. That gives us my slope. In this case, when I simplify it, it's 2 over 1, which is just 2. That's my slope. Now to find my y-intercept, I have to find where the graph crosses the y-axis. This is the y-axis right here. And the graph crosses it at this green point here that I'm now going to color blue. Right there is where it crosses it. Now we just take the y component, or what you can do is you can just count from the origin. 1, 2, 3. It's 3 hops down. So in this case, that's -3 because it's moving down in the negative y direction. So my y-intercept is -3. Now I'm going to go back to my equation. Y equals mx plus b. And I'm just going to plug in. I've got 2 for my x-intercept, 2 for my slope. And I got -3 for my y-intercept. And when I have a plus negative, I just have a -3. So I have y equals 2x minus 3. I've cleansed the daemon. You got a graph now. You're going to have a graphing problem. So I've got 3y equals 2x minus 6. I'm going to write it over here. 3y equals 2x minus 6. I need to get it in the form of y equals mx plus b. So I need to get y by itself. It's not by itself. It's with this 3. It's being multiplied by this 3. To get rid of multiplication by 3, divide by 3. Everything gets divided by 3. And when I do, cancels and cancels. -6 over 3, that becomes -2. So I end up with y equals 2/3 x minus 2. For these types of word problems, you just need to come up with the equation. Y equals mx plus b. Now, the y-intercept, you can think of it as, oh wait, I didn't graph it. Sorry about that. You got the equation. You're going to go to the y-intercept because the y-intercept is your start. So in this case, I have a y-intercept of -2. So I'm going to be at the origin, and I'm going to go down 2. 1, 2. Right here is my y-intercept. And now, the 2/3. That means I'm going to go up 2, right 3. So from the y-intercept, up 2, right 3. Up 2, right 3. And I can draw my line. Or what I can do is I can reverse the direction. I can go down 2, but this time I'd go left 3. Down 2, left 3. And now, draw your line. Back here. Just like over here, I had my y-intercept is my start point. Well, my y-intercept's going to be my start point here. Now, your start point is going to be different. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, it's whatever it is. Before we try to find our start point, this is our change. Our slope is really our change. So we've got to look at the question and say, where's my start point? Where's my change? So I'm going to read it. It says a computer technician charges $75 for a consultation plus $35 per hour. So just at the beginning, to begin with, how much am I spending? You got to ask yourself, how much am I spending just to begin with? For the person to walk through the door, how much am I spending? So for this question, I'm starting at $75. That's my consultation. So for me to talk to the dude, I'm paying $75. And then what's changing is every hour I'm paying $35. So that means that my start is at $75 or just 75. My change is 35 per hour. So the way I'm going to write this is y is equal to my change, 35, and I'm going to say x represents every hour, plus my start point, which is at 75. For the second problem, it says the population of Pine Bluff is 6,791, and it is decreasing at a rate of 7 per year. So this population is my start population, or I can say it's my y-intercept. This is my change. It's 7 per year. And notice, it is decreasing. So decreasing means minus. So if I write my equation, y equals mx plus b, my start is 6,791. My rate is -7, and x represents the years. So -7x plus 6,791. There you are. It's that easy. Yes, this is your answer. I'm serious. Yeah. So you guys have a homework. And in fact, you have 2 homework assignments, one where you're going to turn in a graph online and one where you're going to answer questions online and the computer's automatically going to score you. So do your homework. I'll see you tomorrow. We need to work on our pair shares tomorrow. A lot. So that's one thing that we are going to be doing. Expect the warm-ups at the beginning. I shouldn't have to remind you to do your warm-ups in class. All right, you guys. I hope you have a good evening. Take care. This is Mr. Langston saying peace. Do your homework. All right. Bye.